Tehran, in a strategic push to fortify bilateral and regional coordination on both environmental protection and economic collaboration, senior envoys from the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Russian Federation met in Iran's capital this week to review key issues concerning the Caspian Sea and prepare for the next summit of littoral states. The December 9th session brought together Kazem Garibabadi, Iran's Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs for Legal and International Affairs and Special Representative for Caspian Sea Affairs, and Nikolai Udovichenko, the Russian President's Special Representative on Caspian Sea cooperation issues. The discussions, held at Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, helped shape shared agendas ahead of the 7th Caspian Sea Summit, scheduled to take place in Tehran in summer 2026. Officials from both capitals underscored a broad vision for the evolving Caspian agenda, spanning environmental, economic, and regional development priorities. The high-level meeting also aligned with a series of transnational gatherings this year aimed at deepening cooperation among the 5 states bordering the world's largest inland body of water. Environmental concerns stood at the forefront of the Tehran talks. Delegates engaged in a detailed exchange of views on the precipitous decline in the Caspian Sea's water levels, a phenomenon driven by a combination of climate change, reduced river inflows, and increased evaporation. Scientists and regional officials warn that failing to reverse or mitigate these trends could have profound impacts on coastal ecosystems, biodiversity, fisheries, and human settlements across the Caspian Basin. Iran and Russia discussed approaches to align national strategies and advance cooperative efforts that also incorporate scientific monitoring and transboundary response mechanisms under the Framework Convention for the Protection of the Marine Environment of the Caspian Sea, also known as the Tehran Convention. The meeting reaffirmed shared commitments to environmental protection and sustainable development, reflecting broader regional dialogue on balancing economic activity with ecological resilience. Alongside environmental topics, the Iranian and Russian representatives reviewed measures to increase economic and trade cooperation among Caspian neighbors. This included discussions on easier transit routes, infrastructure development, and expansion of trade ties, part of a long-term vision to strengthen the Caspian's role as a linchpin in intercontinental commerce. Iranian planners have placed special emphasis on logistics corridors, such as the International North-South Transport Corridor, which links the Caspian region to markets in South Asia, Russia, and Europe via multimodal transportation networks. The port developments in Iran's northern Gilan province, including the emerging Caspian port infrastructure, are key elements of this strategy. A central outcome of the meeting in Tehran was progress on coordinating agendas and logistics for the 7th Summit of Caspian Littoral States, which Iran has been formally nominated to host in August 2026, to coincide with International Caspian Sea Day on August 12th. This forthcoming summit will gather top leaders from Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan. It is expected to build on previous pacts and cooperation frameworks while tackling ongoing regional challenges, including environmental deterioration and economic integration. Russia's Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, has publicly welcomed Tehran's proposed timing for the summit and confirmed cooperation on preparatory efforts, signaling continued high-level engagement between Moscow and Tehran on Caspian matters. The Tehran meeting follows a series of milestones this year designed to deepen Caspian cooperation. In November 2025, Iran hosted the first Caspian Governors Forum in Rasht, bringing together provincial leaders and high-ranking officials from all 5 littoral states to explore joint development initiatives. At that event, officials discussed a wide spectrum of collaborative topics, from bolstering economic ties and tourism cooperation to enhancing infrastructure, transit links, and environmental stewardship. Iran's Foreign Minister, Sayed Abbas Araghchi, highlighted the strategic importance of the Caspian region and underscored Tehran's commitment to neighborly partnership. The Caspian Sea, bordered by Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan, plays a critical role environmentally, economically, and geopolitically. It is the world's largest enclosed inland water body, providing vital fisheries, energy resources, and transport pathways. Despite abundant resources, the sea has suffered from decades of environmental stress, including pollution from industrial and oil extraction activities, habitat loss, and the lasting legacy of watershed mismanagement. Its ecosystems and coastal wetlands, such as Iran's Anzali wetland, face severe threats from declining levels and changing climate patterns. Against this backdrop, multilateral frameworks such as the Tehran Convention and new environmental protocols, including transboundary environmental impact assessments, are designed to bring littoral states together in pursuit of shared stewardship goals.
As the region prepares for the 2026 summit, diplomatic and technical engagements like the recent Tehran meeting underline a collective intention among Caspian states to coordinate policy responses, pursue sustainable development, and manage shared natural resources collaboratively. Foreign policy analysts note that such engagements are not only about mitigating environmental degradation, but also about reinforcing regional connectivity, economic integration, and geopolitical stability in a basin that links Europe and Asia. The Caspian's future, from its trade corridors to its ecosystems, depends increasingly on the capacity of these neighboring countries to act in concert. In the end, the meeting in Tehran between Iran's and Russia's special representatives for the Caspian Sea underscored more than just another chapter of regional diplomacy. It reflected a moment in which the Caspian states are being compelled, by climate realities, by economic pressures, and by shifting geopolitical currents, to rethink what cooperation truly means. The discussions held in Tehran were not symbolic exercises. They were the continuation of a long, complex effort to ensure that a shared body of water, one that has anchored civilizations, economics, and strategic doctrines for centuries, remains viable for generations to come. The emphasis on declining water levels showed a recognition that the Caspian Sea is approaching an ecological threshold, where science, technology, and political will must converge in ways they never have before. Yet the meeting's focus on trade, transit corridors, and regional integration revealed an equally important truth. The Caspian is no longer viewed solely through the lens of environmental urgency, but as a crossroads capable of shaping Eurasia's broader economic architecture. For Iran and Russia, countries navigating sanction regimes, energy transitions, and evolving partnerships, this cooperation offers both necessity and opportunity. And for the other littoral states, the 2026 summit in Tehran presents a platform to redefine how the region will manage its shared assets, resolve long-standing disputes, and pursue development paths that do not undercut the very ecosystems that sustain them. What emerges from these engagements is a picture of a region attempting to balance tradition with transformation. The Caspian has always been a site of strategic calculation, but today it is equally a site of vulnerability. The environmental stress borne by its waters, from its receding coastline to its threatened marine habitats, demands solutions that no country can construct alone. The Tehran meeting signaled an understanding of that interdependence. The delegates' conversations on monitoring systems, joint response mechanisms, and coordinated conservation strategies reveal a recognition that sovereignty in the Caspian Basin does not preclude responsibility, rather it expands it. And as the economic components of the discussion made clear, environmental stewardship is inseparable from sustainable development. Infrastructure projects, transit routes, and trade expansion can only flourish if the sea that binds the region remains healthy and stable. This dual challenge, pursuing growth while protecting a threatened ecosystem, will shape the agenda of the August 2026 summit, and likely many summits beyond it. Ultimately, the meeting in Tehran was a reminder of how regional diplomacy often works, through steady incremental conversations that build toward larger decisions made on bigger stages. As the Caspian littoral states prepare for the upcoming summit, the real test will lie in transforming dialogue into action that matches the scale of the challenges ahead. If the commitments expressed in Tehran translate into concrete policy, shared environmental safeguards, and deeper economic partnerships, the Caspian region may yet navigate the pressures reshaping it. And if the momentum holds, the 2026 summit could mark not only a ceremonial gathering on International Caspian Sea Day, but a turning point in how the region safeguards its most vital natural resource and charts a unified path for the future.